Going on, Hallowmaniacs? We're here from Midland, Michigan today. We're going to check out the Michigan Midland Antique Festival.
Yes, we're super excited. We had a video that we did in their springtime festival, found some great Halloween finds, but we're hoping to find some more.
Oh yeah, and this cart is ready for all those Halloween goodies. So why don't you join us? Let's check it out, see what we can find. All right, so the Michigan Midland Antique Festival does happen twice per year. They do the first one in the springtime. Our favorite, though, is the one in the fall, late September, typically each year. The really cool thing is there's a campground on site, so you can spend the night. That way you get early access the very next morning because it does open at 8 a.m.
Yeah, and there's also another location, Davisburg, too, so keep those in mind if you're in the Michigan area. But we headed right on in, right at 8 o'clock. You could still see some vendors setting up, and we kind of just took our time, and it really was a time to go because there was not many people.
Not many people, super cool weather. It was a perfect and beautiful day to do this for sure.
And lots of great antiques. I mean, look at this right here. I love these street signs and stop signs, and it's so many great things you can see even outside of Halloween.
Orange alert right here with the light up kind of pumpkin, different kind of a style too.
Yeah, and I like how it had kind of the skeleton look for the body and the pumpkin little jack-o'-lantern heads. Looking at that here, it did have a battery operated, so just would have to screw it off in the back, put your batteries in there, and then it would light up. This I thought was a great deal.
Great price, $45. We already had him, otherwise we would have picked him up. And we did circle back a little bit later in the afternoon, and he was gone. So somebody did pick him up. Steal of a price, a great deal, I think. And the condition was pretty good, too.
We actually got our first Halloween vintage blow mold at the Midland Antique Festival a few years ago.
And it started a successive chain reaction of buying vintage Halloween.
Right. And if you do have a heavy item, I wanted to put that in there because there are ways that you can have help to carry it out.
This guy's still waiting for the first Lions Super Bowl championship. Hopefully that'll happen this year. We'll find out.
We'll see, hopefully, right? Hopefully they can pull it off.
Lots of crafty looking things here too. This is kind of like a bucket with a handle made out of metal or tin. That's pretty cool, carved in and painted up.
Yeah, I like how they had it in different sizes too. So again, if you wanted to have a large one, a small one, ready for you to go.
Something for everybody.
Yeah, and this was a really, really creative idea. So it's a screen, and it looked like somebody painted their own fall scene on top of it. So you can kind of see, I mean, it takes probably a very crafty person to do this, and yeah, what a great idea and a way to repurpose an old screen.
Super cool idea. If I had artistic ability, I would try that myself, but I don't think it would look quite like that.
But you never know unless you try, right?
That is true. That is true.
They also had a really nice sunflower design as well here. You can see I love just that look of a field of sunflowers, and then they had the sun kind of bursting out over it. So very unique and a great way, like I said, to repurpose those old screens. As we continue to walk down, we're starting to see a little bit of orange alerts pop up here and there. Here is a little pumpkin bucket right there next to like some skulls. And this was a unique piece. It was a skull. Kind of looked vintage to me. You could tell definitely by the plug that you'll see here in a little bit, but that kind of gave away some of its age right there. But it was a great little lamp that you could hang up. I mean, you could have it also sit down too, but I thought a very unique piece. And look at that little gold tooth right there, Joe.
Not a bad price. $48 I think I saw on that. That's not a terrible price either.
No, and that's the one thing I like is because going to sometimes flea markets, antique shops, and places like this, you find unique items.
Absolutely. And you always have the ability to kind of negotiate too with the vendors that are there too. So I always like to play the bargaining game a little bit and see if you can get a really good deal too. That's always fun.
Yeah, I'm not always the best bargainer. It's like kind of Joe, I'm good cop, he's bad cop. But no, we make a good team, and yeah, why not ask? The worst thing that can happen is they say no. Here I was looking at a kind of a miscellaneous bag of Halloween items right here, and I always like to see, I'm always looking for that hidden little Rosbro or something in there, and yeah, still have not found it.
Well, you did find one at a Goodwill this year, so I get it, right?
Yeah,
you got to check. You just
not a
never know.
Rosbro, but a Fun World
Fun
pumpkin
World,
popper,
correct.
One of my favorite things. Look at right here. So when we went in the springtime, we saw a witch, kind of like a 3D picture that we had it's not buyer's remorse. It would be that we didn't buy it and we wish we did buy it. So this is kind of something I could presume that's maybe around like the same type of maker.
Same kind of a look to it. It's got that 3D kind of protruding out type of effect too.
Here you have the classic jack-o'-lantern, popular blow mold, $45 again.
Really good color on that one too. Look at the vibrant orange on that. If we didn't have that one, I probably would have picked it up.
Yeah, and it's one of those classic ones, especially that just can really light up that room with the color and just, bring out the Halloween. And as we head up our way towards the barns, here is a vendor that we've seen before that has a lot of different metal art.
I love their stuff too. It's so unique. I mean, look at the alien here is pretty super cool. That vibrant green color, the praying mantis. I mean, so much detail that goes into these designs as well.
Yeah, these are fantastic. They take a lot of time to make. I can only imagine how much time to make and effort. And they had a lot of different designs. They're bringing out a lot of their fall and Halloween designs, obviously.
Some of your favorite characters, Beetlejuice, Jack Skellington. I mean, this dragon that you're going to see here in a second, this is a huge piece. I mean, this has to have taken quite a bit of time to manufacture and put that together.
Yes, and you'll see, we may have actually taken one of, not necessarily one of these, but something from this vendor that you'll see in a while.
It's not the big dragon, but we did take something home.
Yeah, that really had a hefty price tag right there. But, as it should, considering probably how much time and effort it took to make it. So as we head kind of into the barns, I want to just take a moment just to show the level of crowd. So again, we were there first thing in the morning. There are not many people. You're going to see as time goes on, it gets pretty packed. So definitely arrive early if you can. Here was a great vendor that had a lot of different blow molds. I love this owl one right here. I think it's newer. It's not truly or very older vintage, but $35. It kind of reminds me of the older owl one that you'll see. And then they had a lot of different die cuts.
Yeah, this place had a ton of Halloween stuff. And this vendor especially had lots of unique Halloween pieces, whether it be blow molds, the die cutouts, other odds and ends. Really cool stuff. And some of these blow molds we already have. Otherwise, I would have definitely jumped on the deals with some of the great pricing this vendor had too.
Now, these 3 sets of different size buckets that you'll see here are a great modern vintage inspired piece. I love the pumpkin right there with kind of peering down at the cat. And I know Joe kind of inquired about it. I think they range from like $30-something to like $15 based on the size. This was a great and unique piece right here, Medusa. At least, I don't know if it's Medusa or is it more like Bride of Frankenstein?
Or is it like a witch? It kind of leaves it up for the imagination, I guess. Keeps you guessing.
Yeah, but I thought it definitely is unique, and open to your imagination.
More vintage blow molds. The ghost with pumpkin, that's a pretty classic one that you see. The guy here with the gravestone, the skeleton, the witch. We've got her in our office right now as we kind of decorate for Halloween as we speak. But definitely some classic blow molds, which if you know blow molds and you know the Hallowmaniacs, that's our thing.
It is. At least one of our things.
One of many things.
Right. That's where we get in trouble.
Yes.
But I love the witch one. I mean, of course she's going to go in the witch's room this year. $95 on this one. And a really good price. I mean, good price and good condition. Here, you have some more classic jack-o'-lanterns up here as well. I like this one that kind of has that smooth top for $35. The one right behind it is a pretty common one. I'd like to say that you can find there here and there at antique shops or flea markets. So
$45 on that guy.
Yeah, and I like to see a little Santa peering out.
There you go.
This was really cool. So this was from 2004, possibly 2003, but it was a Target display. So I talked with the gentleman here and he was kind of telling me you can also see like one that looks like a princess, but they're used in the stores there. So those were...
It's a pretty big piece.
Yeah, and it was fantastic to see. So then I went here, of course, this is one of my favorite blow molds, and Joe got an awesome, amazing deal at a garage sale last year.
I think I paid $10, which was fantastic.
Yeah, he got that one and I think a different other ghost, maybe holding a pumpkin or whatnot. But yeah, always check out your garage sales. You never know. Sometimes people will be giving them away. They just don't want to have the clutter or the space for it. So always check those out. Here's another one that I have not seen very often. It's a cat kind of coming or peering out of a pumpkin. I've seen one before, but this one looked a little bit newer than the other one, but maybe probably still 80s, 90s.
This guy is pretty rare. The skeleton with like the purple top hat and the cape. That's a really cool one. This other ghost you see a little bit more often. $100 on that one. $120 on the skeleton with the purple hat and cape, which definitely is one we've been looking for quite some time, actually.
It's a Don Featherstone, so we'll get more into that one in a little bit here. But these were great from the 1950s and 60s. They were trading cards, and they actually kind of talking to the vendor said that they were pretty sure they came from, I think, Europe. So that was
Euro
a nice
Disney.
time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Here, they had, again, let's go back to the metal art. So we kind of made our way out of the first barn, and I started to admire a lot of the metal art here. And oh my goodness, look at this one. A little jack-o'-lantern with glasses.
Such a studious little jack-o'-lantern.
And casual with flip-flops, right? So I love that one. I kept going back to it. I debated a long time. I mean, you're going to see it in our haul. I'm not going to even waste your time and guessing. That came home.
Asylum for the insane. All persons must be searched. That's a cool sign.
Yep, and they had a lot of unique pieces. We kind of started to head our way into the next barn here. I saw this older, kind of, not a die cut, but I think it was more of like a metal or tin sign. And then here it looks like somebody created their own. I mean, why not? Why not put a nice little jack-o'-lantern on a piece or something that you're not going to use? So,
when in doubt, put a jack-o'-lantern on it.
I think we should get a t-shirt with that. But we made our way through. This was a steal of a deal and a wonderful find. Very rare. I've been to a lot of antique shops. I have a hard time finding Halloween postcards, and this vendor had a whole little slot filled with them here, and we were just admiring them.
Yeah, Halloween vintage postcards are not easy to come by. What I love about these is they're stamped with the actual date, and that's truly a living piece of history, right? And you think about reading the message on the back, who it was going to, and you think, what's the story behind this,
This one right here, we actually did find at a local antique shop earlier this year, and yeah, it was nice to see kind of, again, the stamp. And that's a piece of history right there. Just the stamp on the postcard, but even the post stamp. And yeah, we love those. Those were great to look at. Also had some great owl pieces here. So for you fall lovers or owl lovers, this vessel had a lot of that going on. They had a lot of different unique pieces. This vendor in particular, here was a vintage, like, I don't even know how old it is. I assume it looked vintage to me because I know I had some of these as a kid growing up. And they're like little rock'em sock'em. They kind of remind me of that.
Ready to knock out Rocky Balboa himself.
Yeah, and here I was just playing with them. I'm like, oh, these are fun.
Got those for $2 each.
Yeah.
Good price.
And they had a lot of different, just kind of Halloween this and that. I mean, you had the witch hat here, and I was just taking time and looking through everything. You see Ursula, all the pumpkin pails there in different colors. These were pretty adorable. These little candles right here. I think the candles were actually older than the little witch holders or candle holders right there. But those were nice. And then they had some different masks and what is that, like a vulture?
Yeah, it looks like a vulture, bird mask or something.
Reminds me of like Dr. Plague.
Yeah,
something like that.
Along those lines.
Here they had a little piece from the 70s. So it was kind of nice to see because you're seeing things mixed from like maybe early 2000s all the way from like the 70s to 60s. So this vendor had it all. I think we ended up walking away with probably maybe 5 things or give or take a little bit, maybe even a little more from this vendor.
Probably could have signed up to be a frequent buyer from this vendor if they had a rewards program.
Which, by the way, stay tuned. At the end of the video, we are going to show what we ended up taking home. Every single item from this festival. So
comprehensive haul video to just kind of recap what we walked away from. This guy is really cool. You don't see him very often. He's a little bit older, probably 60s or 70s, but a different type of, mini Halloween pumpkin blow mold.
Yeah, he was neat. Bayshore, 1960s or so. Every single time that I see a vintage blow mold like that, I'm like, oh, I've seen them all. And then I'll go to a flea market or I go to an antique shop and there's just so many different ones that I never knew existed.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Just when you think you've seen it all, something else pops up and it's usually unique and creative and something you've never seen before. So it seems like sometimes these collections become never-ending journeys to find it all, right?
One of the things that I always feel like, oh, I've seen a lot of are noisemakers, and then I'll go into a shop and there's just so many designs. It'd be impossible to collect them all.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see similar things, but it's not the exact same, so it definitely sparks that interest or need to acquire if you don't already have it.
It does. Look at this great table. There are so many different miscellaneous Halloween items. I think your mom and dad had the cauldron with the little flame coming out.
Yes.
So that's probably something that was maybe 80s, 90s.
I think so.
And here was a great piece. I like them just kind of shimmying, dancing little skeletons. But that other one that you saw was like a little cabinet that would open up. And here we found a huge piece. And I like to say huge because it's probably close to 5 feet tall or so.
It's very tall.
It is a plaster made. I don't know if it's homemade. I'm guessing because I couldn't find anyone like it online. But it is a ghost statue. And it appealed to me because it had that vintage look.
It does. It's got that vintage ghost look to it, or vintage inspired look to it. So it definitely resonates from Halloweens of the past.
And as we moved out, now we were kind of going back outside. We saw some great Halloween deals. Love the vintage looking lights. Right here are flashlight covers. Those are things that I can remember from childhood. You would have those kind of light up your way at nighttime. I don't really know why kids would need it nowadays. I swear, in our neighborhood, trick-or-treating is done by like 7 o'clock. It's so early.
It's kind of sad how it's evolved in that fashion. It's like you start at 6, you're done by 7:30. I remember the days when we used to trick-or-treat to where you would start at like 5:36 and go till 9:10 maybe at least.
Yeah, it was dark, and I remember just as a kid, that was the whole fun part of it.
It was.
Look right here. This is a awesome craft. I loved it. It was here. They had a little ghost here, but they had baseballs right there that they kind of repurposed into jack-o'-lanterns.
I like that. My favorite sport repurposed into Halloween. I can get along with that. I like that.
Yeah, and here were some old tanks here that they kind of repurposed into a jack-o'-lantern face, and I could imagine because they all were unique in their own way, had different faces and different expressions. And imagine if you had quite a few of those and you put maybe a different colored light in it. I think that would be a pretty unique and fun piece to decorate your house or outside with.
Attractive display for sure. Something definitely different too.
And we have a flying skeleton right here coming in. This was I think it was cast iron. So that was a pretty hefty piece. And continue to make our way. So this festival, if you have never been here before or have not watched our videos, they also do have a big old car show that will kind of show you a little bit around. But here we found another table with some more different pieces. That is just a classic little witch right there. Found some most adorable little ornaments, and also had like, I don't know what that was, a little light up jack-o'-lantern and skeleton piece there. Here,
Halloween yard decor of all kinds.
We were kind of making our way. So if you come in, there's a whole front area, then there's a whole back field, there's a car show area, all the barns. So this will take you a while to get through.
Girly candle alert and a couple other types of unique candles here.
And also here is a cuteness alert. Weren't those goats just adorable? And if you are a vintage car fan, you have to come check out the festival. So many. They have a whole field worth. But now we went into our last pavilion, and this is where sometimes you'll find, I like to say, the higher end or sometimes more pricier items. This right here was a vintage, I believe it was from 1944. I know it's definitely the 40s, but a movie poster, and look at the price in that.
Yikes!
Yes.
Super cool, but you're definitely going to pay a premium for some of these items, no doubt about it.
The Phantom of the Opera, they also had an old poster. That one I want to say was like $195.
Yeah, it was close to $200, you're right.
But a lot of these, just looking at those postcards, they're history pieces.
You're not going to find many of this out in the wild. That's the problem, too.
Yeah, $195. So that vendor has, we featured them in our last video, but it has a ton of, if you like different kind of Marvel, different older toys, collectibles, there are a lot of different things there. Here they had some little Halloween shaped goodies. So these were adorable. And then we're also going to kind of see some of these stained glass pieces. They had night lights, and I think I said it was a witch. I thought it was a little scarecrow, but yeah, $20 each for those. They had a little pumpkin pie one that you'll see. So a lot of autumn, Thanksgiving, even some Christmas ones as well here. And they had some stained glass piece. You'll see here a pumpkin wreath. So lots of great pieces. So as we look at the last couple things here and last vendors in the pavilion, you are going to want to check out our haul here. Stay tuned. Do not leave the video just yet, because we are going to show you every single thing that we ended up taking home.
That's all the fun, to see what we walked away with and see what the Hallowmaniacs are stowing away in their collection.
Yeah. What one more thing can we find, Joe? Not that we don't have
just enough. One more, I promise, right?
Yeah, we say that every time. But stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and show you what we ended up taking home in our haul portion. So let's get going. All right, Joe, we are back from Midland, and we have a huge haul that we want to go ahead and share.
I would say we did A-okay. I know folks have been asking for some of the recent hauls, so we're going to get better about showing exactly what we take home. So this is that first-ditch effort to do that. But we came home with a multitude of different cool stuff here. Everything from blow molds, which we know we go crazy over and we always look for. A blow mold that we didn't have. Another Ursula blow mold. We found a candle. We found a little bit of everything.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dig in. One of my favorite Disney villains. I love Ursula from The Little Mermaid. This is really cool. It's a light up pumpkin from Disney Villain. So $10.
Not a bad price at all. Obviously in working order. Looks pretty cool. And yeah, it's definitely something different to go with the light up type of decor that we have here.
We did pick up another Disney item. This one was actually from the 1950s. It's the witch. So this is, the vendor told me, I think it came from Europe, they said, but it's just an old card that they had, and I thought what a cool find that was. So
I think that just means your Hallowmaniacs are going international now, right?
Right.
Expanding for international Halloween treasures.
Or at least collecting it.
That's right.
2 more great finds, and for a great price of $5 for the both of them.
2 vintage Halloween flashlights. This will be perfect for when I go trick-or-treating this year.
It'll light your way so you don't get lost. Right, Joe?
You know it.
These are great finds. I found you can go to Cracker Barrel if you want a pumpkin variety. They do have one at Cracker Barrel right now, but again, these are not bad prices. And
the lady actually cut us a deal. I think we got them for $2 each, actually. So that was even better.
Even better. We'll take it.
Instant savings.
We are smart shoppers. Smart Antique Festival shoppers.
You know it.
But no, these are great finds.
So not exactly sure on the year with this vintage jack-o'-lantern, but we picked it up for $5. Go for around $20 to $25 online, and it has that old school kind of look to it, which is makes it a little unique, different kind of face on it, and different kind of thing to add to the collection here.
They typically go, you could, I think cheaply to buy one will probably be $20 retail, probably already up to even $30-something. So it's definitely up there in age, but good coloring, and $5, not bad at all. All right, next up is a great find from the 60s, and it is I don't know if it's a Sunny or Suni.
Suni, S-U-N-I, so I'm guessing Suni candle, but
this is a great candle. It's got good coloring. It's about 8 inches tall, so we got it for $10. Looked it up online. You can see it goes anywhere. Cheapest we saw was $40, but all the way up to $80. So in really good condition. Never been used. Did have a $15 price tag, but the vendor said, again, $10 is what they're asking for. So
didn't even have to bargain. She just said $10. I said, okay, sold.
We'll take it.
That's right. Maybe she's a Hallowmaniac.
Maybe. All right, next up is an item from the 70s, and for $2. So I'm not sure how we're going to release some of these videos for 31 Days of Halloween, but you'll see. Little Easter egg if we don't have it released by now, but we do go to a thrift store, and we actually saw one of these that was kind of missing the spring part here, but that's kind of how we knew when we were here that this was something that was from the 70s. So,
and we wanted the complete piece, right?
Yeah.
This one was intact.
And for $2, not bad. Next up, we have a 1960s, possibly 70s Bayshore blow mold finds. This was a steal. Joe, how much did we get it for?
We paid $20 for this. Some of them online can go as north of $90, $100. So this was a really great price for this, and a great condition too.
And I feel like you don't see it often. It's more rare than other blow molds that you see. It's not big. It's probably, again, like maybe 7 inches or so. It does not have a light attached to it, but you can get those even online, Amazon, for pretty fairly cheap price. Our next find are, well, you know, one of my favorite things, that little jack-o'-lantern face that I always think it's so adorable. And then you put glasses on top of it. Yeah, this is coming home.
This is the Studious pumpkin.
It is the Studious cute pumpkin.
Could this metal tin pumpkin eventually make his way to Harvard or Yale? We'll soon find out.
This was a really great find, and probably the biggest find of the day.
Yes,
literally
probably about 5 feet tall. So this is a pretty big piece.
Made of probably plaster. It looks homemade, but it's a great standing tall ghost statue here that we got for $40. Not sure if it's going to fit with our decor theme this year, but it will definitely be out in years to come. The vendor says she got it actually from an antique store close by. I think it was in Mason, Michigan. So what a great deal we found.
And we actually came across this guy who's been on our wish list for quite some time. Cool, tall standing skeleton here with a top hat and a cane. And this is a Don Featherstone blow mold from the 1990s. Really good condition. A lot of times when you see this one, it's got punctures or holes or it's cracked. A little bit of paint loss, but overall, really good shape, really good condition. So this was definitely our most expensive purchase of the day. We paid $100 for this. Talked the gentleman down from $120, and he's been on our wish list, so we definitely took him home this time around.
All right, so we saved our most, I'm not going to say it's not vintage, it's beyond that. This is antique. Truly antique.
Truly antique.
These are over 100 years old, the oldest one being from 1911 and the youngest one being from 1918. So we found a vendor, and it's so rare to actually find one that has Halloween postcards. You find a lot of state ones, different holidays, but very rarely do you find Halloween ones.
And we just lucked out today. It was pretty cool, and guy made us a nice price, nice deal on 4 of these. And like Steph said, I think the oldest one goes all the way back to 1911. Binks will love this one. That's Binks approved postcard.
Yes, she will. So flipping over on the back side here, and what's fascinating is each one has a little story to tell. So if you ever pick up vintage postcards, you'll see the postmark on here so you can tell exactly what year it's from. But then it's just fun to even read, like what was going on in that person's life, who were they sending it to. A lot of cool history in these. All right, so I think that is going to do it for this video. We had a great time at Midland. What did you think?
This flea market expedition did not disappoint. We found a wide variety of stuff from the early 1900s all the way through the 1990s. A lot of good variety here, and yeah, definitely did not disappoint. Very, very satisfied with what we found this time.
What is your favorite find of the day?
It's hard to pinpoint it. I mean, I love the blow mold, but I also love these vintage Halloween postcards. So it's kind of a toss-up for me because, I mean, to tell the story and have that all the way from the early 1900s, just don't see that very often.
So I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned. We are going to have a lot more for 31 days of Halloween. And remember, friends, to always stay spooky.
Ooh. Trick or treat.